Millions of identical cards, boxed chocolates, and pre-packaged bouquets are stamped out every single May. Modern Mother's Day operates as an unstoppable commercial machine, but the holiday didn't start in a factory or a boardroom. To figure out how a gritty, localized social movement mutated into a massive global industry, we have to reverse engineer its timeline. This diagram maps the history of the holiday as a physical trajectory. To understand its true nature, we need to track the modern output backward, moving left along the line until it hits its absolute starting point. Stripping away a century of pastel greeting cards and retail sales leaves us with a single, radical origin. That starting point is a woman named Anne Reeves Jarvis in the 1850s. Her original concept for a Mother's Day involved no gifts or celebrations. Instead, she organized localized social service networks known as Mother's Day work clubs. These clubs had a stark utilitarian purpose. Women gathered to combat severe infant mortality outbreaks, sharing medicine and improving local sanitation, and keeping their communities alive in treacherous conditions. This diagram shows the original anchor dot pulsing and branching outward. It maps the core energy driving the movement, the active, defensive power of maternal sacrifice. These clubs functioned as a baseline necessity for sanitation and health. It was a rigorous, localized tool for preserving life, built decades before the concept of a greeting card or a retail holiday even existed. Skip ahead to 1908. Following Anne's death, her daughter, Anna Jarvis, steps in to formalize a memorial honoring her mother's specific legacy. This visualizes the moment the trajectory shifts. The interconnected nodes of community service dissolve into a sharp directional arrow pointing upward. Anna redirects the movement away from localized action toward national remembrance, narrowing the focus to honoring the individual family unit. The work clubs lose their life-saving medical functions, but the new individualized focus generates massive emotional resonance that appeals directly to the general public. By pivoting the vector from collective survival to personal memory, Anna inadvertently built an ideological engine primed for mass adoption. For any widespread ideological change to lock into place permanently, it requires the sheer weight of a governing institution. In 1914, President Woodrow Wilson signed a federal decree formally establishing Mother's Day, providing the rigid legal weight to stabilize the holiday on the calendar. The decree generated immediate cultural output. The intimate memorial was publicly packaged and distributed through government-sponsored channels, like commemorative postage stamps and public ceremonies. The gravity of the law forces the upward trajectory to bend 90 degrees, locking it onto an endless horizontal path. By legalizing the memorial, the government thrust it into the public domain, making it entirely accessible to corporate exploitation. Anna Jarvis spent the rest of her life fiercely protesting the holiday she created. She organized boycotts and faced arrest, horrified that florists and greeting card companies had overwritten intimacy with mass-market sentiment. The exact institutional weight that guaranteed the holiday would survive on the calendar was the same force that stripped it of its intimate soul. The commercial vector has long since run its course. The mass-produced version of the holiday is a permanent fixture of our culture. Yet, massive scale does not mandate a loss of personal meaning. A genuine celebration now requires an active resistance. It means actively cutting through the retail noise to enforce a focus entirely on familial gratitude. This diagram strips away the legal decrees and the endless commercial output to reveal what remains. The enduring power of the holiday stays locked entirely in that raw, localized energy of maternal sacrifice. We are left to act as our own historical anchors. It comes down to isolating the authentic memory of sacrifice and protecting that heat so it remains alive and readable for the next generation.